Welcome to Social Studies class of 8th class. Chapter Reading and Analyzing of Maps. In the last class we have learned how the maps were made in the ancient period. And I have shown you two kinds of maps and how were they designed and what kind of symbols were used in that. As you know, until this period, the people believed that Earth is in the form of a disc, and we have also seen sketch map of India where it was shown Bharat Khanda, and it was one of the part of the Russia. So this is how we have studied in the last class. Let us continue this timeline of maps where after the Vedic period, that is in the ancient period, after the Vedic period, at the end of Vedic period, Aryabhatta, he was one of the great mathematician who find out the zero value. Since he was the person who find out the zero value, this helped him very much to sketch the maps with the help of latitudes and longitudes. So Aryabhatta brought a new revolution in map making where latitude and longitude plays an important role to identify the places and different climates of the earth. So here, after the achievement of Aryabhatta, then we get the evidence from the Mughal time. That is, what is the Mughal time? As we have learned in the chronology of history, that after the ancient period comes the medieval period, which is also known as, according to Mill, as Muslim period, which starts from the 700 CE to 1700 CE, that is 1000 years rule of Mughals. In this Mughal time, actually the Mughals, they used to travel from Arabia to Arabian countries to India, and they used to collect all the information which is related to the land form, the distance, the kind of vegetation and the kind of culture followed by the people, and this all information is given us in the maps which are found in the Mughal time Indian maps. So it is also said that army was very much improved at the time of Mughals. So soldiers used to maintain these maps and they used to preserve it very secretly so that it doesn't goes into the hands of enemies, and these maps were very useful for them at the times of war. So we can say maps were very useful at the time of Mughal, mostly for the wars and for occupying the territories at the time of Mughal kingdoms. And here we can see this is what happening in India. But actually the same thing, these same researchers were also observed in other countries like Iraq. As I told you just now, the rulers of Mughal, they used to travel. So one of the such people who are very famous in making the maps with clay. So they used to make the maps with clay. So we can see that Sumerians, or at present known as the Iran people, they used to use this Sumerian clay tablets which you can observe in your textbook. Here you can see, this is one of the table. Here you can see the territory and different symbols are used, and these were carried by the Sumerians as a map. So these maps doesn't spoil, doesn't tear, and it can be preserved for a long period of time. That is the reason they used to use this clay tablets. But nowadays we are using the tabs. The technology has changed. You can observe here. These clays were baked and preserved with them, and they used to carry from place to place along with them, and these were also useful at the time of wars. And 2600 years ago, Babylonians, as we also today called as the Iran. So this is one branch of Iranis, and this was one branch of Iranis who used to make different maps for their. And this is the Babylonian clay tablet. It is considered to be the most oldest map, and this is the territory of Babylonian city. You can observe this. Yes, and we can also observe the Greek geographic like Anaximander and Miletus, placed from east to west and north. Word after hectares. You can observe here one of the map from Hecatus. This blue color is used to represent the oceans, and this you can see the Mediterranean Sea, Europe, Asia and Libya. So according to them, 3 continents and the oceans we can see. So like this, they used this map mostly to maintain their army, and there are also sketch maps of the wars which shows that what kind of skills were used by the army and what cavalries were maintained. They also used these maps to make their own army representations in the map, and the way, the directions the army has to go, and also they used to know the information about the different landforms and how they have to travel, what are the advantages and disadvantages, where mountains are there, where rivers are there, where they have to use these maps and travel from one place to another. Mostly we can say travelers were very important for collecting all this information which is needed for the maps. Also we can see compared to nowadays, now also our Indian army maintains the maps at the borders and they go on checking for the security. Nowadays the maps are used by armies, navies, air force, different maps are used by them for the security of the country. In the same way they also used in their times. So we can say how important are the maps for the security of a particular country. So maps were not exposed for everyone. A few maps were kept very secret by these rulers. So let us know how nowadays the security is being launched by our Indian armies. As we can know, the satellites plays an important role in maintaining the information which is given by the satellites. But as we have discussed in the beginning about the photographs and maps, do you think the photographs gives all the information that is needed for the security of army? So here maps are very important compared to the photographs. So maps gives us all the information which is needed. For example, the number of army which cannot be seen with the help of photographs. So not only at the time of Babylonians or Sumerians, and now also we can say the information which gives about the army should be in the form of map, not in the form of photographs. So we'll see how the other few maps were designed for the information. Why do you think these maps are not accurate as the maps that we see at present time? Yes, let us know why the maps were not accurate. Because it was the information not collected by a single person. It was a collection of the information from different sailors, traders and different geographers and historians. So their information, according to their knowledge, they have given their information, and it was just a rough diagram. We will see in the further coming to the Mughal time, slowly in the 14th century, when Columbus find a new land, from there onwards, slowly they started adding the North America and South America in the medieval period. That is, from after the 14th century maps, if we find out, we find that this to North America and South America also are added in the world map. And that is also not accurate picture of the maps. It is also the information which was given by the sailors, and it is sometimes they have taken south as at the top, sometimes they have taken south as in the left. So we can also see the directions are also not properly mentioned in these maps. So there was a lot of confusion regarding the maps, and if we would take the maps from the different countries, for example, we take the maps from India. According to Indians, India was considered to be the center, and then the other information you can observe around India. But if Africans are making the map, you can observe the information which is related to Africa and the information which is related to Europe. It was centralized, and the other information which is needed for them is collected in the maps. So that is the reason that mostly these three continents were considered to be the most. This shows that historians which were related to these places. For example, you can say Saudi Arab, or we can say Iran. The people from the Iran has centrally kept Iran as the major part of the country and described about the other places around it. That is the reason we get different maps in different ages and different countries, which doesn't give the clear idea about all the maps. This is what the globe which we use at present is the complete form according to the geographies at present. We'll see how it is going to change. So we'll continue this in the next class, how few more maps were introduced, and when we came to a conclusion that Earth is round, and what are the different continents and oceans present in this. Until that, it is a long journey which gives us only few information, and here where we have to understand that how much information that is given in that period is what which is collected from the different period rulers or the needs of that time. Okay, we'll continue this in the next class, and keep learning by seeing in the books and the videos. Thank you.